Namaste. Consulate General of India Frankfurt welcomes you to our second edition of Let's Connect 9 Women, 9 Success Stories. This series features the journey of some remarkable women of Indian origin in Germany. As India celebrates the Navratri festival, let us celebrate the achievements of these women. During Navratri, the goddess Parvati is worshipped in various forms across India. Each night is dedicated to a form of Navdurga. Kalratri is the seventh form of this Navdurga. She is believed to be the destroyer of all demon entities and negative energies. Goddess Durga is also a form of Kalratri. In today's segment of our Navratri series, it's my pleasure to introduce our guest, Ms. Shilpa Gadmade. Shilpa is currently working as Compliance Officer with Solactive AG. Ms. Gadmade is an Indian qualified lawyer who is in Germany since 2009. She holds 2 Master of Laws degrees, one from Goethe University, Frankfurt. She has several years of professional experience in different roles in the legal industry. Shilpa has also worked on various Indo-German business projects, advising German clients about Indian law. She works as a foreign lawyer in Germany for several years. Thank you, Shilpa, for joining us today. Would you like to introduce yourself and share something about the ongoing Navratri celebrations?
Thank you, Chandrima, for such a nice introduction and also for making me part of this very thoughtful initiative by Consulate General of India in Frankfurt. Let's connect 9 women, 9 success stories. Before I go into my introduction, I would like to pay homage to Goddess Durga, who's known for her fearlessness and for her inner strength and also remaining true to own conviction. And in the face of all the adversity, however small or big it may be. And this gives us unshakable inner strength. I think this is core of journey of any woman professional who's coming to a foreign country to start afresh. And now coming back to my introduction or my journey, I take pride in saying that I'm Indian by birth, I'm Indian lawyer by education and training, and now I'm living here since 12 years in Germany, which I affectionately call as second home. So my journey started as a lawyer after finishing my law education at Nagpur, and I started practicing at Bombay High Court, Nagpur bench, where I worked on various litigations related to contract law, corporate law, banking law, as well as intellectual property laws. And alongside my practice, I also completed Master of Laws in Business Law. And while I was completing my LLM degree, I was offered guest lecturer position at postgraduate teaching department of Nagpur University. And when I started teaching, I enjoyed it thoroughly, and then I got interested in pursuing academics as a career option. And then I cleared national eligibility test. This is test which one requires to work as a lecturer in India at national level. So I cleared that, and I moved to the Pune. And Pune, which is also known as, in Marathi we call it Vidyecha Maherghar or Oxford of East, because there are many institutions which are there and which also attract not only national students but also international students. And apart from teaching as a lecturer of law, I also got interested, or I also voluntarily took few responsibilities like coordinating diploma courses in taxation, intellectual property or labor laws, where I got to meet a lot of professionals from tax industry, labor law industry, as well as IP industry. And when I was working as a lecturer, I also worked at substantial roles in assessment program, where I had to communicate with more than 100 people and make sure that this assessment is smoothly running. And I did it very gladly until 2009, when I moved to Frankfurt to pursue my LLM at Frankfurt at Goethe University. and someone says that you never know what future holds for you. So it was a big change for me. One day I was a lecturer, and the next day when I started doing my master's degree, I was enrolled of student. But again, this was a very nice mixture of coming from finance as well as law background from various countries. And in this program, or under this program, I also did some internships with international law firms where I gained knowledge and I could apply the skill set which I have in various departments where I worked. And after completing this master's degree, I took maternity break, but I utilized this time to study German language because I immediately, when I came here, it was evident that if you want to survive and if you want to succeed and flourish in Germany, you need to know German language proficiently. And I enjoyed this time also with family, where my husband was working in Paris with a bank, so I could go and stay with him. So it was also wonderful time with him. And after that, in 2013, I started working as a foreign lawyer, where I became a member of Rechtsanwaltskammer, that is Bar Council of Frankfurt. And this was a freelance role where I advise German clients on their business activities in India. And it was very interesting to see that the city, such as Pune, where I worked, I didn't know that there are so many German manufacturing plants are there. So I could work with them very closely, and also got to know that German business is expanding also various parts of India. And also I could work in various high-stake cross-border litigation projects. So it was a wonderful experience. And after that, I'm currently working as a compliance officer, as mentioned by Chandrima, at Solactive AG. Solactive AG is a Germany-based index provider which is operating globally and headquartered in Frankfurt. And my role in Solactive AG, along with my team, is ensuring conformity with the EU regulatory requirements. And my working and living experience in Germany has given me intercultural competence.
Thank you, Shilpa. That was a very interesting introduction. So, how was your professional journey so far? How easy or difficult is it to establish yourself here as an Indian qualified lawyer?
I would say it wasn't a cakewalk, because as you know that German and Indian legal system, they are different. India follows common law system, whereas Germany has civil law. And being non-EU lawyer, you have to have qualification in order to be qualified as German lawyer. You have to study for 9 semesters, although you have studied in your home country, that is not recognized here. So you have to study that, and apart from that, you have to also pass 2 state exams. So yeah, it wasn't, as I mentioned, it wasn't very easy. But in order to find myself working in Germany, I had to go beyond these traditional options, and I had to research on various aspects as well. And while doing research, I came across the information that I can work as a foreign lawyer here. So by foreign lawyer, it means that you can work in law of your home country. So if I'm coming from Indian legal background and I'm qualified to practice law in India and also registered there as a lawyer or as a advocate, then I can practice law here as a foreign lawyer, and I can advise on home law country as well as on public matters of public international law. And this required little bit out of box thinking and looking beyond traditional options, and as well as thinking about what skills I have which could be transferred. That is called as transferable skills, which I can apply while working in Germany.
Okay, that is really interesting. So, further to the previous question, what type of jobs can law students from India look out for here? There is also a relatively new law in Germany called Fachkräfteeinwanderungsgesetz, the skilled immigration law. Could you please elaborate on that too?
Yes, surely. This question has two parts. I think I will just segregate into two parts just to make justice to the questions. So regarding your first question, that what kind of job opportunities are available for law graduates from India, I get this question asked by various aspirants who are looking for coming to Germany to do their master degrees, but it really depends on what kind of experience you have so far and what skill set you're bringing with you. But just typically speaking, as I mentioned, that you can work here in Germany as a foreign lawyer and as well as transaction lawyer, where you work with various associates in bigger or international law firms, where you support as a team member on national and international transactions. Also, if you have experience, you can also be part of India desk or also lead India desk, depending on your experience, if the law firm has a lot of business with India. And apart from that, there are various opportunities to work as in-house lawyer, in data protection field, in finance industry, as well as in compliance, because now finance industry, they want to tighten the regulatory requirements, so compliance is also flourishing a lot these days. And yes, when we talk about law, people understand that it's studying or learning some bunch of rules which you have to repeat and produce in front of the court. But this is not the way how you look at it. It is application of the skill of lawyer which could help you when you are looking for job opportunities in Germany.
Oh, that's very insightful.
And now coming back to the second question, that is Fachkräfteeinwanderungsgesetz, a very complicated German name, as all other names are, or the name of the act is. So I will just simply call it Skilled Immigration Act. As you are aware that Germany is facing shortage of skilled labor, and just to give you context, every year there is requirement of 400,000 of new skilled workers to fill the labor market. But whenever there is job opening, it is difficult for companies to find suitable member or person with matching skill. So that's why the Skilled Immigration Act came into effect or came into force on March 1st, 2020. And with this, the overall process is accelerated in granting working visa. And this is long law. There are a lot of clauses and details, so I will not go into all of them. I will just touch upon very important things. So, for example, the priority check which we used to have. So, if you apply as non-EU person for any job, it was a requirement to find if there is any German national or or EU national is available for the job. And if there is no such person available, the job was given to non-EU person. But this priority check has been lifted with this particular act. And also there are three important points. I would say that anyone who's taking up employment, if he or she has a job offer or contract, then the visa process is conducted smoothly. And then job search visa, which allows anyone to come to Germany for 6 months, or also just to come for trial employment in Germany, that is also possible. And there is also a possibility of qualification measures if there is any deficit in comparison to a German qualification. So all in all, we know that India is very popular for their IT skilled laborers. So the degrees of people coming from third countries needs to be recognized. But there is one exception, and that is for IT specialists. If they have highly developed practical professional knowledge, in that case they get exemption from that. So the overall process has been accelerated with this particular law. So I would say this is just nutshell of the law.
Thank you, Shilpa. That was very helpful. So, after all these professional discussions, let us talk something about your other works. I believe that you also write articles and columns in Marathi newspaper and magazines. Please do tell us something about them.
Thank you for this lovely question. I would gladly answer this because whenever we are discussing about professional journey, we are supposed to keep it always restricted to professional area. But what keeps you successful or what keeps you fresh at mind is your hobby, and writing is my hobby. And as you correctly mentioned, I write regularly on various German topics in Marathi, where I try to introduce the German life to India and also find similarities and what we can also learn from each other. I wrote a column for year long, that was a weekly column where I touched a lot of aspects, because as a foreigner coming to a new country, it takes a while to settle down, find new friends, understand culture. So just to take an example, that for us this Ruhetag or Ruhezeit, it may be foreign concept, that where you are not supposed to make any noise between 1 to 4, or if you go to any shop just to go for grocery and you want to pick up sugar, you will be confused and you will be standing in front of the shelf just to find out what is the right sugar you need. There are small things, and again, I think Consulate General of Frankfurt had really nice initiative regarding Holi, combining Holi and Easter as a painting competition. So these are similarities where we try to love the colors, here in Germany in form of Easter and in India in form of Holi. So these kind of similarities are important, and I try to bring them through my writing. And also the recent floods which happened in Germany, and at the similar time, I come from Maharashtra, and at the similar time Maharashtra was also facing floods, and it was important to understand, if Germany being a very developed country, what kind of systems they have in place when they are dealing with floods compared to us, and what we can learn from each other, or if the humanity remains the same in such situation. It doesn't matter if you are coming from third world country or from developed country. What I saw during these floods is the human sense or human reaction remains the same, and they reach out to each and every person just to help with whatever limited option or limited capabilities they might have. So this is really nice, and I would like to just mention one more thing. I came across through my writings that there are such nice initiatives like open library. If you walk around in Frankfurt, you will see bookshelves standing in middle of the road, and it is not locked, and there are a lot of books. So this is something initiative of German people, and you also get to understand their culture when you are looking at this. So yeah, I love and I enjoy the writing.
That is really motivating to hear how you keep yourself engaged with India. Lastly, I would like to ask you, what advice would you like to share with other Indian women who want to succeed in Germany?
This is very important question, and I would like to say that this is a process, this is a journey, and it is very important to find yourself before you are finding a job, because there may be many points where you will be doubting yourself. You'll be asking, am I enough, or whatever skills I have, is that enough? So I would just advise everyone who is struggling or who is trying to find success, that trust your struggle and trust your journey. Believe in yourself, and don't forget to shout for help if you are feeling alone. And what has helped me a lot is also communicating regularly with similar people from same profession, because you learn a lot from each other if you help each other. And it don't have to be always a marathon. You can take one step each day and at a time. It is helpful as long as you keep moving forward. And as we are talking here on the occasion of Navratri, I would say Ma Durga defeated Mahishasura, who was taking different forms, and he changed his forms or shape constantly, but Ma Durga could defeat him at the end. So you can also defeat all the obstacles if you are positive and if you stay strong at heart.
Thank you, Shilpa. I'm sure your insights will be appreciated by many. So, thank you again for taking out the time to have a talk with us and to be a part of the series. So, on behalf of Consulate General of India, Frankfurt, I would like to thank you once again for coming here and being a part, and wishing you all the best for your future endeavors. Namaste.
Thank you. It was nice conversation with you, Chandrima. You covered a lot of important questions, and I feel that for me, it was a time travel through a 12 years journey, and also a wonderful inner journey, which will surely help me and push me forward in the right direction. Thanks a lot. Namaste.